This podcast is brought to you by Sci-Fi, the world leader in psychology fitness training. Sci-Fi is scientifically proven to help you optimize your physical, mental, and emotional performance through functional training of your brain, body, and breath. For the first time, have your own clinical psychologist, personal trainer, life coach, breathwork teacher, and mediation instructor all in one. Instead of having to wait months or even years for results, you get them in 75 minutes or less. That's the Sci-Fi difference. Rewire your brain, retrain your body, and refocus your breath. Learn more at psyfi.nyc.
It's been said, you, me, or nobody is going to hit as hard as life.
In the ring, I control my own destiny.
Absolutely.
I win, I lose. It's in my hands.
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
I face life head on, but I've learned to welcome the challenges even in the ring.
From the boxing side of it, every time we fall, we get back up.
That's what Life's Tough, Boxers Are Tougher is all about. In the guest corner, he comes to us from New York, New York, by way of Sundsvall, Sweden. His record, an outstanding one. 24 victories against only one defeat, with 14 big wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former WBC Continental Heavyweight Champion, the European Union Champion, the WBA Continental Champion. Please welcome Otto, Wallin.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us, man. I know you're really busy. I know you're training like crazy, which is great. I love the fact that you're in New York. I think that's really neat that we're so close. I'll have to catch up for a beer or something sometime when you're not in training.
Yeah, sounds good. But I'm training all the time, so I'm sure we can find some time.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that you're in training, and look, the rumor. I try not to deal in rumor and innuendo, but the rumor is your Joseph Parker might be your next fight, so that'll be exciting.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some talks about it, I know, but I don't think we've gotten any concrete yet. But I think that's a fight I would like and a fight that we would want. I think, Joseph, he's pretty high up there. He's good. He's good ranking and everything. So, yeah, I think that would be great for me. And if I beat him, I'll be at the highest level and probably get a mandatory shot.
Nice. Well, that'll be great. And when you become heavyweight champ, we'll bring you back. That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
So look, we brought up your record, which is outstanding, and you're stepping up. I saw some of the competition. You've taken out some good trial horses. Your only one defeat was, I got to tell you, that was a pretty close call. You almost pulled it out. Almost beat the reigning heavyweight champion. He got 47 stitches after facing you. What was that like? That had to be crazy.
Yeah, I think that, that fight pretty much came out of the blue for us. We got the offer to fight Tyson Fury, maybe, was it 6-7 weeks before the fight? And I said, yeah, of course. This is the fight I've wanted for a long time and something that I've been dreaming of since I was a kid. So I felt ready for it. And yeah, we took the fight and I did, much better than anybody expected. He beat me on a decision, but the fight could have easily been stopped due to cuts that he had, and that was one of his toughest fights. So I'm happy about that. But I feel like also with that experience, it's made me much better. Going 12 rounds with him, and really knowing what I need to work on, what I do well, and that. So I think the whole experience just made me better, and it's been more like a win than anything for me.
Yeah, I listen. We try to say that all the time on the show, like, the guys who step up, it's better to take a loss to Tyson Fury than to beat some tomato can, right? So, yeah. Fighting a guy as tough as him, and again, he's the legitimate heavyweight champion of the world. Kudos to you, man. I think that's awesome, and I think you did a heck of a job. I watched the fight. I thought it was great. Got you, national prominence, and so, yeah, terrific. Great work.
Thank you very much.
So the name of the show is Life's Tough, Boxers Are Tougher. We talk about people's challenges. Tell us why you're tougher than life.
Well, I think that, yes, life can be very tough sometimes. And, you have ups and downs. And when people see successful people, and they gotta understand there's so much that goes behind it. So for myself, before I fought Fury, I had put 15 years into boxing, training every day, just working and working and sacrificing, partying, growing up and hanging out with friends and going to the gym and going to fight people that I had known nothing about, or travel abroad to fight people and really just try to go after it. And I think that something my father used to tell me when I was younger, that you only get this chance once, so just try to do everything you can to just get better all the time, and every time you step into the ring, that that you're giving it 100%, and you do the same in the fight. Give it everything you have, and then whatever happens, happens. If you win, that's what we want to. But if you lose, that's okay. You just learn and keep working.
I know your father was a major influence on your career, and a major influence on you. Talk a little bit about him.
Yeah, my dad, he was an amateur boxer. He had about 20 fights, I believe, and he was a trainer after that. And he was always very involved with me and in my career, in my life, mostly as a dad, of course, but also then when I started boxing, and that he was very involved. So he was a great person and probably my biggest supporter. And to really have that support when I started, I think it meant a lot, because I felt that I was good, and he saw that I was good, and he pushed me. He said, you can really be something. So you just gotta keep working and give it everything you have. And like I said earlier, you only get this chance once. So don't take long breaks. You gotta keep working and do your thing.
Yeah, and then I know his loss has to be, losing a parent is one of the toughest things, and I give you a lot of kudos for bouncing back and getting back in there and keep moving at it.
Thank you. Yeah, that's actually something we talked about before he passed. Uh, Pretty short before he passed, he told me that if something ever would happen to him, that I just need to keep fighting, keep doing what I'm doing, and don't stop if something would happen. And that's really what I did when he passed. He came to New York in April in 2019 and saw me fight in Atlantic City. And then we went back to Sweden together. I went on a training camp in Denmark. And on my way back from that training camp in May, he passed away from a heart attack. So, that was really tough and very sudden. It was very unexpected. So it was a tough blow. But that day and that time after was really hard, of course. But I picked myself up, and I was in the gym the day after. That was really tough. I mean, I was crying in the gym and stuff, but I got through it, and I did it for myself and also for him.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, how'd you do it? How'd you pick yourself up and fight back like that?
I think that he had told me that that's what he wanted me to do. Don't let it bring me down. But also, boxing is kind of, I would say, like my safe place almost, and I feel good when I'm training and when I'm boxing. So that played a big part in helping me during that difficult time. I kept going to the gym and kept working out, and that really helped me, I think, and helped me keep on track and everything. And it was important to have that.
Yeah, I mean, and look, boxing is trying to explain boxing to people who don't understand boxing is just it's just impossible for people to understand. It's not a sport you play, right? Like
Yeah.
you compete like other sports, you compete in it, but you don't play it. And if one lack, a tiny lack of concentration could be big trouble, especially Look, everybody knows, I've had a lot of great guests on this show, but I'm partial to the big fellas, right? I'm a big guy, and the big heavyweights. And even if I'm in the gym and I see, like actual real boxers, not guys like ham and eggers like me, but when I see a real boxer, and especially a heavyweight, it's amazing to watch just the sheer force and destruction that you guys bring. So a lack of concentration could be a major problem.
Yeah, no, that's very true. I mean, one punch and it could be over. Your career can go to a totally different direction. So I think that's something you learn to always stay focused. And it was kind of interesting. I sparred with a guy for his bachelor party the other week. They came by the gym. Yeah, my friend brought him in. My friend was having a bachelor party for him. So they came into the gym. I sparred a little bit with the guy. And he told me after that he could see it in my eyes that, I was so focused. He felt like, and he hadn't seen that before. And I felt like that was pretty interesting because, it's so natural to me, and I've been boxing for so long now, but I never really think about that. It's just, I guess it's something you pick up along the way.
Wow. So I got to tell you, I got to ask some questions on that. I was like, so who in their right mind goes for their bachelor party and then goes and tries to spar one of the top 10 heavyweights in the world? Like, what was this guy what could he possibly have thinking?
Well, I mean, he didn't know about it. So the guys just brought him to the gym, and there I was. So he didn't have much choice.
So again, I'm sorry. I got to ask more questions. So basically, it's like, hey, it's your bachelor party. We're so excited for you, and we're going to bring you in. And here's, we're going to fight one of the top 10 heavyweights in the world. Go get him.
Yeah. No, he recognized me because he was from Sweden too. So when he saw me, he was like, "Oh no, what?"
Did he have any? Did he ever box before, or was it you?
No.
Oh my god!
He was a handball player.
that might be one of the coolest. That might be one of the coolest stories I think I've ever heard.
I mean, I've done that several times. I used to do that when I was younger over in Sweden, and now it's been a few years, but I did it now then for this guy. And with no boxing experience, you can't really. I mean, I'm not gonna hurt anyone.
No, of course.
Unless it's to the body, and that I saved him a little bit. And I hit him with a good shot when it was like 20 seconds left, and that he knows now how it is to take a body shot.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I've been in the ring. I sparred literally hundreds of rounds, but I can't imagine taking a body shot from Otto Wallin. So that's got to be something scary. I don't like taking body shots from. Guys from the architecture firm that I spar with. So yeah, I can't imagine that. That's a great story. That's hysterical.
Yeah, no, it's fun.
What gym do you? So you're in New York. Where do you spar in New York?
Well, we train at a gym that's called Bout Fight Club. It's on Fulton Street in the financial district. So that's where we've been working now for about 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, and how long ago did you come over here? Because I know you came from Sweden, and you
I've been here for 5 years now, since 2017. My trainer Joey Gamache, we were training together in Denmark. We were living in Denmark, and we were there for about 4 years, and then he decided to move back to New York. So I followed him here, and I've been here since.
Yeah, and Gamache he was a champ too. I believe he was in either welterweight or right around in that 140 to 154 range.
Yeah, right? He was a lightweight champion.
Yeah,
two-time lightweight champion, I believe. Yeah, 130 or 135.
Okay, yeah, I remember it was right around there. I remember, and he was that was kind of when I was getting into the heyday of boxing. So that's good. You have a former champ in your corner, and. I don't think I ever put that together. And I watched the Fury fight. Obviously, that's when I first heard of you. And then I watched your fight in Detroit against Rydell Booker. And so I don't think I ever put that together. But that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. Joey's a great trainer, and he's been great for me in my career. And we connected almost the first day we met each other. We just felt that it was, the trainer I've been waiting for. So really happy to have Joey.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, having a great support system. I mean, boxing is one on one, but it is. I always tell people it's the ultimate team sport between everything you have to do in camp and then what you need to have in your corner to be successful.
Yeah, and trust is very important. So you need trainers and people around you that you trust, and me and Joey trust each other. So it's very important.
Yeah. What'd you do during the pandemic? How tough was that being away from home and being in a foreign city, especially New York was in a tough spot during the pandemic. I'm a native New Yorker, so what was that? Tell us about that.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. Um, when everything shut down, I had no gym, had no nothing, and everybody was scared, didn't know what was going on. People around me died from it. We had Mendez, the gym I was training at, Francisco Mendez, the owner. He
Oh
died.
yeah, I know Mendez, sure.
Yeah, and Nelson Cuevas was there. He died, and so it was pretty tough. So training wise, I had to build a gym in my apartment pretty much. So I bought a stationary bike. I bought like some equipment, borrowed some equipment. I got to borrow a bench press and a squat rack from my friend, so that worked out pretty good. And then I had a foot injury at the time, so I was doing boxing, sitting down, shadow boxing, hitting my wall in the apartment, and stuff like that, just to get the work in and stay in shape. And then after a month or so, 2 months maybe, we started working out in Central Park, me and Joey, where my foot was better. And yeah, it was pretty rough, and it was just no gyms and that was very foreign to me, and we just needed to just we did what we could, and happy that's over.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Have you gotten back to Sweden at all?
I wasn't able to go for 2 years, but I was there October last year, and earlier this year in June.
Wow, that's good. So you got to get back.
Yeah, yeah, it's good to see everyone for sure, especially in the summer. The weather was nice, and everybody was happy. The winters are a little bit different. It's cold and dark all the time, so more depressing.
Yeah, I bet. How do you, with everything that's going on now, how do you stay focused, and how do you, like I said, I know you're an absolute animal in the gym. You train like crazy. Like, how do you do it? Like, what could you tell some of our listeners to help them understand what it takes?
Well, I do around 5 hours of training every day. 5-6 days a week. I always have Sunday off. So wake up in the morning, ride a bike down to it takes me about 20 minutes. Get in there, do some skip rope, and work out with Joey maybe 1.5 hours, and then I ride the bike back another 20 minutes. Rest, eat a lot of food, and then at night around 5 I go back to the gym. I go do my strength and conditioning at night, so I usually do that at Chelsea Piers, and get in there for 2 or 3 hours, and then come home around 8 maybe, tired, exhausted from the day, and eat some food and just be on the couch pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of training, but that's what it takes. And it's my job, so I try to treat it as a job.
Yeah, I think that's the best strategy, because you're right. It is a job, and it's, look, this is your business. This is your profession. Do you do anything else? Do you have do you have a day job, or or is boxing,
Yeah, no day job. I've been lucky enough since I turned pro 2013. I've been able to only box, and that's really great for me. Just to be able to train and focus on training. Before that, I was working. I had jobs on the side, and then training on top of that. So So it's good that I can only focus on boxing.
Yeah, that is. It keeps you going, and it goes through. Gets you the ability to continue to hone your craft. And look, you're climbing, right? You're on the way. Talk to us a little bit about like where you see yourself and how I mean, the fact that you're doing 5 hours a day, that's amazing. Like, how do you keep yourself motivated?
Well, it's not always fun, I'll tell you that. Most days I'd rather just stay at home and watch TV and just be on the couch all day. But I do it because I want to be the best, and like I said earlier, it goes back to my father. Even when I was younger, he would tell me that you only get this chance once, so take care of that and do whatever you can. So I think that's I always feel like when I talk about this, I get back to that, and that's really what's instilled in me. And I do what my trainers tell me, try to listen to them and trust them. So if they tell me to, you got to work out all day today, then I do it.
I imagine that. The fact that you lost your dad right before the Fury fight, that had to be bittersweet at the end, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, it was for sure. I mean, he passed May 22nd, 2019. I fought Fury September 14, I think. And actually, I had a fight booked in between that with BJ Flores. I was going to fight him in July. And I mean, I was doing the fight, but he got canceled on fight night because he didn't complete his medicals. There was something.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, it was something. Yeah, it was something with his medicals. So yeah, I actually had a fight in between, but then you got the Fury fight. So I just wish that my dad would have been there for that. He was my biggest supporter, so it was a little bit tough that he passed before that. It would have been nice to see him his vision to come to life. And I mean, he would tell me anyways that your time is gonna come, and when you get that big fight, everybody's gonna be surprised. You're gonna surprise everybody, and so he knew that was coming. It would have just been nice to have him actually live it and come to Vegas with us, like we actually used to talk about a lot. So I would have loved that, but that's how it is.
Yeah, but look, you overcame it, right? And you got it done, and you shook the hell out of the heavyweight champ of the world. So there's a lot to be said about that. And again, that's your first shot at it. You'll get another shot, no question about it.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm working for.
Well, Otto, I think it's fair to say that you've proven that you're tougher than life. With everything, coming to a foreign country, overcoming the loss of a parent. So you're definitely tougher than life. But the question I have now for you is, are you tougher than the Fast Five? Because we're going to ask you 5 questions. We're going to want your answers for us. All right, you ready?
Okay. I'm ready.
All right. So this question came by request because literally when we don't ask it, the feedback we get from the listeners when we don't ask this question. So we kind of had to make this a standard. What's your favorite boxing movie?
I would say Raging Bull, actually.
Ah.
Yeah, I've only watched it once. I got to watch it again, but I watched it on a flight to New York, I think it was. And, I think it was a great movie.
It was a great movie.
Yeah, I love that one. I got to watch it again.
Yeah. All right. So Raging Bull, we'll check back, but I'm pretty certain that you're the first person who picked that, and that's of our guests, and that's that was one of the greatest movies of all time. So good choice. Good choice. We like it.
Thank you.
All right. What's the strangest gift that anyone has ever given you?
Strangest gift I've gotten. I'd probably say it was one time I had a fight in Sweden on the national team. I met this guy after that, an old man, became friendly with him. He sent me a letter which included 2 lottery tickets. and he said, "Hey, I got these tickets from my friend that works at the lottery place, or the company." So I was sure. I even opened it with my dad. I said, "Wait, did they do something here? Maybe they it's gonna make me hit the jackpot here." So, I played it. I didn't win, unfortunately, but I was almost certain before that I was gonna hit the jackpot.
Man, that would have been good. Holy cow!
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
What got you in the most trouble as a kid?
I was a pretty mischievous kid, to be honest. I think me and my friends, we sometimes were up to no good. It wasn't that we was fighting and stuff a lot, but I think we were pretty bored. We're from a small place, and we watched them too much to do. We played a lot of sports and everything, but when we didn't do that, we were always up to no good and running around and just try to get some adrenaline rushes.
All right, give us an example. You got to give us something. Give us one example.
Well, to be honest, I mean, we go to the store, buy some eggs, and go out, throw them on cars and stuff. I'm not proud of that now. I would hate if somebody did that to me now.
Sure.
And I would probably run after them and try to catch them, but yeah.
I would imagine seeing Otto Wallin run after you because you threw eggs at him would be a pretty frightening experience for any kid. That would scare kids straight.
Right.
Hey, someone past or present that you would like to fight?
Fighter or?
I mean, answer whatever way you'd like. This is the fun of this. I mean, other than beating up your friend, other than beating up your friend's friend for his bachelor party.
Yeah. I mean, I would say my biggest idol is probably Muhammad Ali. At least when I was growing up. So I don't know if I want to fight him, but
that's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, get in the ring with him, maybe an exhibition or something, spar with him to see what he was doing. And I mean, he taught Larry Holmes a lot, from what I understand. So
yeah,
that would have been nice.
Nice. Okay, good one. All right, this is a curveball. I'm throwing you a curveball here. Tell us either a funny Tyson Fury story or a funny Dimitri Salita story.
Ooh.
I can't imagine Tyson
That's
Fury.
A little tougher.
He's got to be crazy.
What?
Yeah, Tyson Fury has to be. You've got to have 1,000 Tyson Fury stories from the promotion. and Dimitri, I love Dimitri. He cracks me up. He absolutely kills me.
Yeah. That was a little tough, actually. But I mean, there is stuff, but I just gotta think about that one.
All right. Well, who's funnier, Fury or Salita? Like,
I think Dimitri is pretty funny, but I think I give it to Fury. He's a pretty charismatic guy, to be honest, and he likes to get people going. And he says whatever he feels in the moment, and the next moment he feels something else, and he says something else. So, actually, one funny story: before we fought, I think maybe after the first press conference we had, or we met at the ESPN office here in New York. He sent me a picture on Instagram, and he was holding a candy bag that said Swedish Fish. So, yeah, he sent me that. I never got back to him because I didn't want to deal with him at that time.
That's good though. I love it.
Yeah.
That sounds like him. So that's a good.
Yeah.
I love that. That's a great story. We appreciate you sharing that. All right, last question. This is the one we stump everybody with this one, but we're dying to hear your answer. Tell us a clean joke.
A clean joke.
Clean joke.
Well, I would say this might be my go-to. I don't know how funny it is, but how do you know that a car is from Jamaica?
Tell us.
On the registration.
All right, there you go. That's perfect. That's
Not too bad.
perfect. Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. Well, again, we can't thank you enough for being here. Where can our people find you on social media?
I'm mostly on Instagram and Facebook, and it's just my name, Otto Wallin or Otto Wallin, and they find me there. And yeah, I got a lot of good support, so I want to thank everybody for that. It means a lot.
Well, again, we can't thank you enough. I know how busy you are. The fact that you jammed us in between training, the fact that I might have broken the Joseph Parker story, that actually makes me pretty happy. And then we're grateful, though. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
That's going to be the final bell for today's podcast. If you like what you hear, give us a like and hit the subscribe button with your best power punch. You can check us out at Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and anywhere you can find quality podcasts. We hope our stories inspire you to fight on. We thank you for listening, and remember, life's tough, boxers are tougher. Have a great week, everyone.